pieces. I need you to really start picking up the energy as we welcome to the mic, Ms. Vanessa Hidary.
How's everyone doing tonight?
All right.
Good? That made me all emotional. Thank you, Nathan P. It's been a long time since you brought me up on the mic, 10 years. And thank you, Mike and Marvin. Honored to be here. I've been following the Inspired Word from their first venue, right? And then now we're on to more. So my name is Vanessa Hidary. I also go by the name the Hebrew Mamita. And lately I've kind of been, when I'm able to do gigs like this, I love that I'm just going to decide my set when I come up on stage. So that's how it's going to kind of go right now. So being that I feel emotional about Nathan P. introducing me, I'm gonna sometimes, do pieces that are so old that they become new again. So I'm gonna do like one of the first pieces that I did at New York Poets Cafe and that I did in Def Poetry Jam, and it's called Hebrew Mamita. I meet a guy in a bar that's cute. He asked me out to dinner for the following Tuesday. I decline. Tuesday is Yom Kippur. I will be fasting. You're Jewish? Wow. You don't look Jewish. You don't act Jewish. And he says it in this tone that sounds like he's complimenting me. And I say nothing. I say nothing, which combined with a flirty smile translates to thank you. I say nothing because I'm drunk on denial coladas. I say nothing because I got a contact tie of someone's anti-Semitic crack pipe. I say nothing because somewhere along my life's graph, I've been swayed to believe that being Jewish is not too cool, not too sexy. I say nothing because I'm in a deep sleep, a snow-white coma, destined to meet my prince 5 years later in the form of stone in Jerusalem named the Wailing Wall. Our lips press flesh to cool granite. I place folded paper with written prayers for the dead in a nook in the wall next to a woman with concentration camp numbers tattooed on her forearm. Surrounded by fervent praying and body swaying, I am far more awake than I ever thought possible. I suddenly remember the exodus of the Israelites, and I walk barefoot from the wall in the desert to the bar and look for the guy with the duck boots. He's not there, but I have something to say to him. He's not there, but I have a response to his statement. He's not there, so I make a soapbox and reenact the scene. Bartender, tell me I don't look Jewish. Tell me I don't act Jewish, because I'm thinking, I'm saying, what does Jewish look like to you? Should I fiddle on a fucking roof for you? Should I humor you with oy veys and refuse to pay? Oh, because you know how we like to Jew you down. Jew you down, I'd like to throw you down, because I walked here long miles on hot sand to publicly repent my sins, because I almost forgot. 6 million died without having the option of giggling on bar stools. Almost forgot that concentration camp survivors are now a dying generation, that my children may never have the sensation of seeing in person. And if you must see me as that blood-sucking Jew, see me as that pesky mosquito that bites and sucks the prejudice right out of you. Don't get it twisted, because you might live in New York City where you can buy knishes that stands for $1.50. We only make up 2.2% of the American population. You see, many in other parts of the country are not feeling me. I'm not trying to compete in a contest of oppression. Just feel the need to mention the miserable tension I feel in my heart when people say things like, the blacks and the Jews, oh, they just don't get along. Just feel the need to say I can't be the only exception to the rule. Just the one right now using my poetry as a tool to maybe change just one heart tonight. Cause I'm the Hebrew Mamita, long lost daughter of Abraham and Sarah, the sexy oy veying, matzah eating, chutzpah having, non-cheaping, non-conspiracizing, always questioning, hip-hop listening, Torah scroll reading, all people loving, pride-filled Jewish girl, picking up all people who are a little miffed, because someone tells you you don't look like or act like your people. Impossible, because you are your people. You just tell them they don't look, period. So that's kind of how it all started. So I'm going to switch now to kind of another favorite subject that I write about, which is like love gone wrong, things like that. Anyone?
Yeah.
Anyone? Okay. This piece is for anyone who's gotten a little bit too caught up in a relationship before, yeah?
Yeah.
Okay, I did, but at least I got a poem out of it, so. It's called PhD in Him.
Oh, shit.
If I counted up all the hours I've studied, read, focused on, cried over, gotten up and been resilient about, not given up on, believed in, loved, hated, so believed in, ignored my friends' advice about, talked about, did I mention talked about? I'd have a PhD in Him. By now I could have had a PhD in philosophy, internal medicine, Middle Eastern studies, stem cell research, but no. I have a PhD in Him. Funny how He brings me no income, no pension, no future, no future. Did I mention no future? Funny how He brings me no Roth IRA funds, no medical plan including dental, no sense of security, no sense of security. Funny how He became my career. Yes, He became my career, my daily ambition, my goals, my homework. My to-do list today reads Him, 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 Him. So don't ask me what I did this year. I didn't read plays or any books. I didn't do some responsible shit like pursue a backup career. I was fully employed in the fury of Him. The fury, the passion, clocking in 80-hour weeks, graduated valedictorian at the tippy top of my class, magna cum fucking laude, and a waste of fucking time. Hours upon hours spent figuring out His equations, riddles, word problems, crossword puzzle treatment, cracking His codes, philosophizing His constitution over Grand Marnier, wine, vodka. Oh, did I mention vodka? By now I could have been a brain surgeon, a novelist, a Pulitzer Prize winner. I could have fed undernourished children, fought terrorism, volunteered at soup kitchens. Fuck that. Built soup kitchens. But instead, I have a PhD in Him. Wasted hours in the library of man. So quiz me. I know Him better than He knows Himself. I'm that matriculated doctorate hoe. Paid full tuition at It's All About Him University. Ladies, have you visited? Ladies, have you visited?
Yes.
See, they pat you down at the gates for self-esteem, and your course syllabus is a well-crafted list of cockamamie lies. Study hard, bitches. You got a paper due Monday morning titled, My Man Wants to Be Treated Like a Man But Won't Act Like One. Who's hiring? Any other fools want to sit in my lecture hall? See, I'm licensed to teach and preach, sparing my pride in hopes some other women might read my dissertation. See, I have a PhD in Him and my transcript is rolling off my wicked tongue. Not sure of how my most difficult degree might serve me, but think one day I'll thank Him for reminding me how fierce a pupil of life I really am. Thank you. I performed that piece without the curses at a high school a few weeks ago, and I couldn't believe, like, all the girls were like, I totally get it. I was like, already? Wow, that's a little terrifying. I know, and I was like, it doesn't get any better. No, I didn't tell them. I wasn't negative about it. I want to thank the features that came on before me. Thank you so much for blessing the mic with beautiful work. Thank you. Give it up for Eliel at the bar.
Yeah.
It's great to see old friends at these things. So, I don't know, I'm going to do something I don't ever really do. Why not? I never really do this piece. So, this is going to kind of date me a little bit, but that's okay. So, you know that all this technology stuff has just changed things so much, and I'm so glad that there was no Facebook when I was in high school. So piece is called Forever Beautiful Till I Saw You on Facebook. So Here we go. In high school, there were no cell phones. There was one guy we called Gucci who had a beeper senior year. We used pay phones and home phones. That's it. If you had a man with a beeper, you'd have to guard the pay phone until he called you back. That shit could cause a fight. You just hoped if someone came up, they'd be a chick who needed to beep her man too. So you could stand perched like two birds together waiting for them to call. Payphones were cool. Sometimes pedestrians just answered payphones that rang when they passed by. Unless you were paranoid like me that it was a gang initiation trap.
I'm sorry, I know what you're talking about.
Making plans without cell phones was so much easier. If you didn't get in touch with someone before you went out, oh fucking well, I guess you're missing the party. Your only chance was if your girl had a code to your answering machine to check messages from the outside. That was gangsta. Sometimes you couldn't get in touch with someone even if you called them at home. See, we had this crazy thing, get this, it was called a busy signal. And it went like this. It meant, yeah, I'm talking to one person right now, therefore I'm busy. The only possible loophole to the busy signal, an emergency breakthrough made through the operator. You took a big risk doing the breakthrough, because the operator would literally break into the conversation. Isn't that against the Patriot Act now? And if that was a parent talking on the phone and not your friend, you were totally fucked. They state your government name and shit when you do that. When call waiting came, it was like someone invented the goddamn television. My mother, till this day, panics at this function and can't accept that there is not a ticking bomb on the other end. Hello? Hello, Vanessa? I'm on the other line. I gotta switch over. Thinking back on those operators, I actually miss them. I was a big fan of Information 411 until we found out it cost like 30 cents extra every time you used it. Remember that? Like, what the fuck? Photography was pretty archaic too. You didn't post pictures online. You had a bulky camera. You'd have to turn a wheel after each shot. You brought in your film in little black canisters that you later used to store your weed in. I did that at one show and like no one said anything. Wow, okay. Development took a few days, and if you had any dirty pics in there, oh well, you just hope the clerk at Love's drugstore didn't heist it. Free double prints, holla. Before you had to hold up brown negatives up to the light to find the shot. You had a photo album with sticky pages, people came over and you looked through it, you crop shit with a scissor. Technology is so crazy now. Kids don't even have to go to the library to do a report anymore. We used to have to take a fucking Dewey Decimal System class with a librarian. I once did a report on camels, and I had to look through a goddamn card catalog with a librarian and write down some long ISB 347846 point camel toe shit on scrap paper with a baby pencil. Those little baby pencils and an eraser. And then if you wanted an encyclopedia, of course the volume CA to CE would be fucking jacked. My boy Joey used to do that. He'd steal the encyclopedias from the library and never return them. That is just so wrong. Don't even get me started on Facebook. I'll just say that I felt really whack having to delete my past lover. But back in the days, you had natural distance to get over someone. You might not want to know who they're canoodling with next until you bumped into the urban town crier. You see, there's this amazing place in my brain called my imagination. And even though it might be delusional and have me think my recent lover is home miserable by my absence, I'd like to live in that kooky place until I'm over it. Not see pictures of where he was last night and not see that smile I'm trying to forget. It's so ridiculous, I know, to not know things when you actually can. But like the busy signal, sometimes I just like to be unavailable to being reached.